Yeah.
like so PO or anything, I'm quite sure that you can automate it. But first, as you said, you need to understand what to do, and then
Yeah.
you automate everything.
Yeah. People want a shortcut without understanding the principles, the basics. And it's like the people who understand both and then can use AI, those are the people that are going to win. Those are the dangerous ones.
Yeah,
Like I always feel kind of bad. Like today, I shared that big AI prompt resource, and it's like I know some people are going to use it and just like get trash because trash in, trash out. But hopefully, a few people will use it and actually it'll really help them. So that's kind of the goal with stuff like that. Like
oh,
I
you
can
know
give you
what?
all the AI prompts you want, but if you don't understand at least on some level, what you're trying to accomplish, it's not going to help too much.
I do have some gold mine that I can drop here.
Yeah.
Before I'm like, I'm just about to. Every time that you do Q&A and I'm popping in, I'm like, hey, I'm coming for 5 minutes and I'm leaving. Bye.
All good.
So I'm
No, I
like,
mean these are meant to be open forums, so it's all good.
what's up, Philip? How are you?
What's up, Phil,
So,
Steven, Lucas? Welcome, guys.
hi everyone. So I'm about
Right
to
here. What am I?
golden ring in a minute. So I will just drop you the golden nugget that I got today, and you guys will find it good for you. Feel free to just use it. So let me share my screen. There's my marketing agency here in Israel just shared with me something super, super, super valuable. And they found, wait a second, they found, I don't know if someone is using that, but if someone is looking for super, super, oh, now I'm waiting for your approval. If someone is
Oh,
looking for super, super, super high quality automated chat that will generate copywriting. So I have this thing shared with me, and it's so fucking smart behind like that too that
mhm.
I can't even. You know what? I can share with you how smart it is. Wait a second.
Whose tool
Uh,
is this? Where did this come from?
where does this come? This came from. I think someone Portuguese made
Hmm.
it. It's super smart. There's like I'll show you the. Wait a second. I have it in my mail. I just bought it right now, like a few hours ago, and it's crazy. It's like one of the most. Um, wait. It's one of the most valuable $97 that I ever paid. And there you go. There it is. So I will share the like the
What
brain
would you say makes it so valuable?
the because there is like I don't know like how to explain it like properly. Basically, the brain behind this system is super smart. Like hours of wait a second. I'll show you. You guys are smarter than me in that kind of stuff, so you will be able to figure out by yourself very very easily. And I will just
Very smart. Make us do the work for you.
sorry.
I'm just being playful. I said
Yeah,
you're very smart. Make us do the work for you. I was.
exactly. You got me.
You figure out how smart it is. It's so smart I can't explain it.
Exactly.
You just have to experience it.
I found that like most AIs um come down to two things. One is the
Then
context, and then the second one is like the context of who we are, and then the context of what we're trying to do. And like the better those are, the better the results usually are.
Oh, it looks like it took books and like copywriters and stuff because I saw Dan Kennedy, I saw Sullivan, I saw Hormozy.
Yeah.
Schwartz, Caldini, Ariely,
Oh, you see, you know some. So
Ogilvy. Yeah, these are like legends. Abraham.
Yeah,
I
that's how
only
I'm
said
thinking about it as well. Like having a playbook with all of the context of like the best books and like the summaries, and then like leveraging that over and over again as the skills. So that's basically the standard operating procedures that we can run over and over. Because as soon as we have like a summary of 100 million offers and we're creating an offer, we can always reference that
Mhm.
like document, and then it will be so much better than just saying improve the offer as if you're Alex Hermosi, because it's just going to go, oh, who is Alex Hermosi? Let me like research that. But if
Yeah.
you already give it specifically what you're referencing, A, it's going to be much cheaper on the tokens, and B, it already has like the most condensed version of the information that you want to actually pull from. Because Hermosi is saying so many different things, and like there are many different people who are like playing this game of telephone, and like every time they say something, they change it a little bit, and it's like we want to stay to the source as like close as possible, and that usually what gets us the best results in terms of AI.
you see, Lucas, you just explained what I was trying to explain the best way. You made my job. You made my day.
There you go.
Cheers on that.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. So I'm glad that you found something that is working for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people now are creating like their own AI basically, and it's just taking their own content, plugging it into a database so that you can ask it questions. And some of these content creators have just thousands and thousands of hours of content. So there's definitely some value there. I do find that it's not as valuable as people are trying to push it to be when it comes to like someone's like brain, right? Because you still have to know the right questions to ask. Right? It's not just going to like build your business for you. So there still has to be some level of input, which goes back to what we were saying. Like, just because you have an AI prompt doesn't mean you're going to have the best outcome, because you got to know the principles, you got to know the techniques behind it, or at least some strategies to understand it better.
Yeah, I drop it in the chat if someone is interested. Like, I bought it in 5 seconds.
Nice.
They got me.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that, Nathan.
You're welcome, guys. Have a good
What's
one.
up? Yeah, you too, brother. Good seeing you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. See ya.
Bye, guys.
What's up, Caroline? I saw you came in here. Cool. Well, that was an unofficial plug from Nitsan. I feel the need to be like, Great Community Leaders does not sponsor or support. Anyway,
I like how he Jedi mind tricked it. Like, here, tell me why this is awesome.
You know what? This is awesome, guys. Once you see it, it's going to be so awesome. You just don't even know. Like, it's so awesome.
Also very time efficient, right? Because it's like, okay, I need to go because I need to do this in like 20 other communities.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know Nitsan, and I know he's just he just gets excited, so I know he's not doing that. But that is quite the strategy. Be like, okay, I have 20 more calls. I got to go present this on real quick. I'll be right back.
That's why he was in and out.
Right. Oh, Ryan Duncan's call started. Let me go plug in his community real quick. Well, Driziano, nice to meet you, man. I don't think we've spoken before. I've spoken to everyone else on this call. So, if you got a question or anything to ask, any of you, I saw Caroline unmuted.
I don't know what it is. My connection isn't great, so I'm gonna drive to somewhere where I have better internet.
All good.
Audio is good though.
I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
My connection's acting goofy. I'll see if I can come back.
Isn't it crazy though? Like, people are all over the world, and you can just like hop on a call together. Like, that's insane. Like, Nitsan's in Israel. Lucas, where are you?
Germany.
Caroline is in Madrid, I think.
Oh, wow.
Driziano's pictures in France. I don't know if he's in France.
Or Vegas.
I'm in Portugal.
Yeah.
Did you say Portugal, Caroline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we had something from Driziano.
Oh.
I'm here.
Hey.
We barely hear you, mate.
Sounds like he's digging for change in his couch.
I think he's outside, honestly.
Yeah. All right. No worries. I'm not trying to pressure anyone to talk. Oh, there we
I'm
go.
on the move, sorry.
See, outside.
There we go.
I speak from Dublin.
Dublin. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Dublin.
Cool. Does anyone have anything they want to chat about? Any questions? Anything top of mind?
How long until the rule of 100 works?
As long as it takes, brother. here's what Hermosi tells you. It will work. Eventually. Right?
Eventually. Yeah. See, that's the
Well, here's what Hermosi says. He says everything takes longer than you think it should.
Grant Cardone talks about that when he's like 10x your goal, but then assume it takes 10 times the amount of work to get there.
Can I be stupid and ask what's the rule of 100?
Say, what'd you say, Stephen?
Can I be naive and say what's the rule of 100?
Oh, absolutely. Do you want to tell him, Philip?
Sure. It's basically 100 minutes of content or 100 cold outreaches and maybe another one. Basically, you market yourself, or if you actually have, that was it. If you have that money to do $100 a day, which not me, for outreach, he's like, as long as you do that for 100 days, he promised. He's like, I've never had it not work, is what he said, to where it grows your business.
It's basically
so
it's basically negating luck with volume. So regardless of what you end up doing, it's like 100 minutes of content, 100 minutes of outreach, 100 messages a day. Whatever it applies to, like what you're doing.
Okay, so in 100 days, though, right? Because obviously you can't do.
No. It's for like life. No, it's
okay.
It's
it's similar to kind of like the whole outliers concept of 10,000 hours.
No, it's more like so he has a saying too, where it's like do so much volume that it's unreasonable for you to fail.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it's kind of this idea like if you do that many messages a day, it's inevitable. You're going to have success.
Okay.
But most people can't do it because they don't stick with it long enough.
Luck.
Right,
I think
exactly.
Right.
His whole thing is like most people's bottleneck is that no one knows you. And that's why you should spend disproportional time on making sure that people do get to know you. And that's why like creating content, commenting on other people's content, and then like chatting with them. And I think there's like different stages of that, because I do like this framework on like, hey, do these things every day. It depends on like what kind of season you are, because like we're all in seasons where we're like, hey, I'm doing a promotion, so I need to be doing this. But like right after you've done a promotion and you have done like a big launch, maybe like spend more time on delivery, because like otherwise if you're always like selling and marketing, it's like obviously you should to a degree, but I think there's also periods of time where we need to be like, hey, let me like build this and make sure that I'm not like repeating the same things from scratch all the time. And it's like, how can I have systems in place that allow me to do more work in the future? So the way that I like to think of the 100 is like 100 minutes attract, 100 minutes convert, and 100 minutes deliver at a bare minimum. And then depending on like what bottleneck you have, you can shift those things. But it's also just like 5.5 hours. So it's like if we are all just working 5.5 hours, I think we would all have a pretty chill life. I feel like most people are doing more than that.
Right.
Yeah, and part of that too is like it helps you identify. It helps you identify like what you should be working on, right? If you tell yourself I have to do 100 minutes of this, nothing else matters, right?
Right.
And that's a good point about the season, Lucas. Like, you know, Hermosi also says like you're either in a season of earning or a season of learning, right? So you have to kind of decide where you're at.
Okay.
And delivery is something that you have to focus. Like if you make a bunch of sales, well, you can't just like not deliver because your reputation is going to go to shit.
All right. So be selfish for a second. So for someone like me who's really just, I mean, I've been around kind of the space for a bit now, but I don't have any customers. I don't have anything. And what everybody says, it's like, oh, you get people in. Like, don't create the content before you know what your people want, right? You have your niche, right? And you got to get the people in to find out what it is that to create for them. So I guess for that, in my sense, then it's just more of the conversations and the reach out and the connecting with people and
So it's basically So
I'm not going to spend all the time creating content and then no one ever consumes it.
exactly.
I got to make sure.
And that's part of So here, let me share. I need to figure out a way to start drawing on my screen because I really want to be able to do that, and I have not figured that out yet. And it's just a matter of taking the time to do so. You guys can see this, yes? It's Canva. Okay.
So
this is the best I can. Oh, that's too white. Hold on. There we go. You don't see a triangle on your screen?
We do see a turquoise triangle.
Yeah, turquoise triangle.
Hold on. Maybe because I windowed it. Oh, there we go. I had to go back to the browser.
Sweet. Okay.
I had to go back to the browser. It was the floating.
See, Jason's demonstrating you don't make the content first. You get the people in and then do it. See?
Right. Right. I wanted to see what you guys wanted to talk about before I try to talk about anything.
Next, he's going to tell us to tell him how cool this is.
Guys, what I'm about to share with you is so awesome. You just don't even know. Okay. So at any point in time for any business, there are three things: attract, convert, and deliver. There are other ways to say this. Of course, you can say attract is traffic, right?
Okay.
Conversion. Keep moving it. Stop moving. Conversion is like, an offer, essentially, like make an offer.
Sure.
Right. And then deliver is whatever your product is. Another way to say is like product or economics, right? I sell this thing for this price. And so when we start talking about like how to grow your business, so one thing a lot of people focus on is this part first, deliver and product economics. But here's the problem. Who are you delivering to? You can create all the content you want in the world, but like if nobody's consuming it, you're not growing your business. And so in that case, you don't have a delivery problem. You have an attraction problem. You have a traffic problem, right? If you're only getting 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 visits a day to your about page, it's not enough, right? When we talk about like volume negating luck, you need hundreds and thousands of traffic visits, at least monthly, weekly, monthly, to really understand if your offer is even good. And so let's say you start to get that traffic. Say you get 1,000 visits to your about page. Nobody converts or very few convert. Well, then your bottleneck is, I have a conversion problem. My offer isn't good enough or it's not clear enough, right? Then we think about, okay, you get the traffic, you get conversion. Now you get people into your community. Well, now you're struggling to keep them or they're not happy, right? They're either not converting from a free trial or they're leaving immediately or they're telling you that this sucks, right? Well, now you have a delivery problem. So depending upon where your bottleneck is or where your constraint is, you can tell which one you should focus on. And it's always one of these three. There is no other thing, basically. It's either an attraction problem, a conversion problem, or a delivery problem.
Okay.
Fun story. So Pickleball School and Savvy Basketball, they both make over $40,000 a month. When Kyle and Tyler, the owners of the community, went to the school games and met Hermosi, they were talking to him. They're like, we don't know what our biggest constraint is, our biggest problem. Pickleball School gets 34,000 visits a month. Most of it from School Discovery, which doesn't do them a lot of good, but 34,000 visits a month. Savvy gets closer to like 2,000 a month, 3,000 a month. So still pretty decent traffic. So they went to Hermosi. They're like, hey, here's our offer. Here's what we do. Here's what we're making. Here's our traffic, blah, 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 blah. And they said, what's our problem? You know what Hermosi said? He said, you're not getting enough traffic. Nobody knows who you are. So even at 30,000 visits a month, Hermosi was like, nobody knows who you are. You gotta do more. more marketing, more traffic. So
On
we
the-
think that a couple hundred visits a day is like, yeah, we're killing it, we're crushing it. It's still not enough.
So at some point there's a catch-22, right? Because to drive traffic, I think in today's world, you have to have content, right? If you don't have content, that's not going to attract the eyeballs.
Okay, so there's 4 ways to drive traffic: organic content, paid ads, word of mouth referrals, and activities. And activities would be like Sam told a story a couple months ago of a guy putting a QR code on every light post in his city, right?
Right.
Or speaking at some kind of event and inviting everybody back to your community. So there's 4 ways to drive traffic. So content is one of them, right? You could say 2 of them, paid ads, if you want to call that content too. So certainly, but also there's word of mouth, there's referrals, there's speaking in other people's groups, there's posting on social, all that good stuff.
Right.
I can ask a question if you like.
Sure.
So one of my concerns on that triangle is that somebody shows up and they don't get what I want them to get. They get the wrong experience. And so I want to be ready when they show up, that when they leave, they're basically selling the product for me because they enjoyed it so much.
But how do you know what they'll enjoy unless you have that conversation with them?
Well, what I don't want to do is say that I'm delivering something and then it's not what they expected it to be, right? So if they came because I said I was going to do something, that's what they're going to get.
Lucas, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I think for that is you want to make sure that you know that direction where they want to go. And it's like, because we want to ask people, it's like, what's your dream outcome? And then that's the easiest thing to sell someone. It's like, oh, if I can help you go where you want to go, is that something interesting? But then like we don't need to know every individual step, because these steps is something that we usually figure out along the way. And it's something that, like, a mistake that I made a lot. It's like, I wanted to have everything ready. Turns out we're never having everything ready, and things are never perfect, and things are never done. And it's always a work in progress. But asking people is like, okay, like, what do you struggle with right now? And Jason did the same thing. It's like, guys, what do you want to know right now? Okay, I know how to do that. Let me show you attract, convert, deliver. And then he's like giving us what we need in that moment.
Okay, so if I advertise, I can't just advertise, come tell me I guess I could say, come tell me your dream and we'll see if you can figure it out here. I guess I could say that.
You could, yeah. Yeah, so what I wrote here is like, first you got to send out a signal, right, of some kind. Hey, I help X get to Y in Z days, or I help X get to Y without this sucky thing, or come tell me this and, I'll help you solve whatever problem, right? And so when we send out that signal, what are we doing? Well, we're attracting specific people with the words we use and the message we send out. And so if I say, hey, I can help all school community owners, well, that's a big range of people. And there's going to be a lot of people that probably don't believe me because they have a specific problem or, whatever. But if I say, I help specifically this person deal with this thing, and they're like, ooh, I'm that person. I want to deal with that thing. Let me see what this guy has to say, right? So when you were talking about, Stephen, content or, ways to attract people, when you send out those signals, that's what you're doing, is you're attracting people to get traffic and eyeballs on what you present. So you have to have an idea or at least something to deliver. But what most people get wrong, and I think this is what Lucas was getting at, most people get wrong is they only focus on delivery. I literally spoke to someone 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry, only focus on what? Delivery? Is that what you said?
They only focus on delivery.
Okay.
And by delivery, they just mean content. Because
Right.
I speak to people all the time, and like I spoke to someone 2 weeks ago, and they're like, "Yeah, I have 120 hours worth of coursework in my classroom. No members. I'm not ready to go yet." That's too much, right? You have no idea. 119 of those hours might be useless. But I think people get in their own heads and they worry, and it's anxiety, right? And it's easier to sit here and play with chat and Claude all day and make content than it is to talk to someone. And so, yeah, Jay, you're right. Like, you have to have some signal. I can help you do this. and you have to have something to deliver for when they get in. But the point of this is to say, like, you're not going to grow if you only focus on delivery. You have to drive traffic. So it is this constant like circle of like attract, convert, deliver, attract, convert, deliver. But then when you're in a season, it's like, hey, I'm in an attraction season. I'm only focused on like selling.
Okay.
I'm only focused on driving traffic right now. And then as soon as that season is over, I'm focused on delivery because I want to give these guys a great experience. Like you said, Jay, like I want them to have the experience that I meant for them to have. And then we'll find out whether it was good or not, right? By how they respond if they stick around.
Something that is also worth pointing out is there's deliver content and then there's attraction content. Because attraction content is appealing to, like, it's more top of the funnel. It's appealing more for like the broader audience, and we're calling people out. It's like, hey, are you generally this person and interested in that? Amazing. Like, come and have a chat with me. And something that because like ideally we don't ever stop creating content. But when we're in a season of delivery, it's like, what do we do? Because we don't want to get more top of the funnel people. It's like, well, what we do with the people that we deliver can now be our content. It's like, Jason, you mentioned recently, it's like, hey, I was working on this thing, on this project. Here's the prompt for it. So it was like technically delivery content. It's still something for new people to engage with, but it's something that's like, hey, we gave this our client specifically, they found it valuable. So if you are like them, you may find this valuable too. And this way we are continuously building trust with people and building rapport. And then the next time we launch, you're more likely to join in because like, hey, you've helped me so much already. It's like, you helped me make money. Easy way to like sell you to make even more money.
Makes sense.
And are all of you aware of like the buyer awareness stages? So going back to what Nissan showed us, Jay Abraham, I believe he's credited with creating this. Let me share again. Uh-oh, I lost my screen. Hold on. I've never done this much sharing on one of these hot seats before, and this is cool. All right.
Great engagement strategy, though.
All right, cool. So there's 5 stages of buyer awareness. You have unaware. So this is your sales funnel. So I assume everyone knows what a sales funnel is. People at the top, right? You funnel them down into a point of purchase, which is at the bottom. Okay. You have unaware people who don't even know that a problem exists, right? Hey, I just started playing pickleball. I'm just having fun. Then you have problem aware. Oh shit! When I do this thing, the ball doesn't go where I thought it was going to go. Right? They become problem aware, so they move further down the funnel. Then it becomes solution aware. Oh, there are people out there on YouTube sharing how to hit this shot correctly. Now I can look at the solution and I can solve my problem. Further down the funnel is product aware. Oh, the person who does this, Kyle Kazuda, has a school called That Pickleball School. I should check his stuff out. I should join his newsletter. I should see what his school is about. I should, try the 7-day free trial. So they move to product aware, closer to the point of purchase. And then they move to most aware when they've consumed some of the content. And these days that number has changed. It used to be like you had to hit someone like 7 times, before they bought. Now it's like 30 hours or 70 hours or something like that. The stats that came out most recently is, I think it's like 70 hours of content before someone's typically on average willing to buy from you. But those people become most aware. Now they've consumed all your content. They are on your email list. They watch every video you produce. And then the hope is that at some point when they're ready, they purchase. And so what we're trying to do with most of our top of funnel content is take people from problem aware to solution aware, or solution aware to product aware. It's very difficult to get someone who is problem aware down to most aware within like 1 or 2 videos or 1 or 2 steps. It very much is this like iteration that they have to go down to get further and further to the purchase. Now, that's not to say there aren't people who are going to go from problem aware to most aware to purchase like immediately. I've bought things when I'm like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm vibing with it. Great. But most people, you have to take them through these stages. And so when we talk about like YouTube content or free content, like if you look at what Hermosi does, right? He kind of lives up here with his content, where it's kind of that top of funnel, those stages, because it's generic content, business content. When you see his content where he's talking to people on the phone, or he's at the school games, or he's, you know, solving specific problems, well, now they're further down here. They're much closer to that purchase than just the Joe Schmo who's like, oh, I found this weird muscle guy who wears a nose strip and, you know, muscle tees all the time, and I like what he's doing. You guys are getting like a master class in
Yeah, no, this is great.
marketing right now.
So, I remember.
And by the way, I consider a free school, whether it's a free trial or a free school period, as solution aware and most aware. A 7-day free trial, I would consider a purchase because you have to pull out your credit card to pay for the 7-day free trial. I would consider that a purchase, but that doesn't mean that you're making money off that person, because if they decide within 7 days they're not going to buy, right? They haven't actually made that purchase.
So what about the situation from Steven when he said, it's like, hey, I don't have any customers yet, and I'm still not sure like what specifically to sell, because like then that's like one of the fastest way to lose money is like, oh, let me spend money on ads on something that I have no idea whether this is working or not. So what do we do when we are not at the stage and like, okay, we know that this whole system is working? Like, how do we create content in that stage?
So that goes back to the signal thing. What's the signal that you're pushing out? And where that comes from is your offer. I help X do Y. Right? Like if I said, Steven, who do you help? Can you give me an answer?
Yeah, single parents.
Okay. What do you help them do?
Find time to put dinner on the table with busy schedules.
Great. So now it's your job to take that signal and find ways to push it out to where those people would see it, right? Whether that's at events, whether that's online, whether that's on social, whether that's through YouTube, whether that's through Instagram, like those are all tactics. But the strategy, the principle is now I need to take this message and put it in front of people and see if people resonate with it. And the way they tell you whether or not they resonate with it is they either follow you, go to your about page, they give you traffic, right? And if that traffic converts, then you have an offer that people want. If that traffic doesn't convert, you don't have an offer that people want, or you just lack clarity in your offer, right? That's where sales, persuasion, marketing comes in, is in that conversion.
Gotcha. Yeah, unfortunately, through school right now, I'm getting a lot of the like, oh, I totally relate to this, 10 years ago, when people were I'm like, all right, well, how do I find the people that's on my brain thinking, all right, how do I find the people that are there now?
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So I know the problem exists, right? So there's validation in there because people are relating to it. But it's finding more people that are in it now. I'm guessing a lot of those people probably aren't on school. But you never know. I mean, there's a lot of, mompreneurs and all that kind of stuff that are trying to make things happen. Or
like if pickleball school only posted things on Schoolers, it would not be making $45,000 a month.
Right.
Right. Our demographic is 45 to 65-year-old males and females that used to play sports and didn't play sports for a long time, and now they picked up pickleball and they love it. Right? It's a cult following, right? So where do we get them from? Instagram, Facebook, newsletter, right? Email.
Right.
Something to keep in mind though is in the beginning it's very easy to get distracted, especially if we look at someone like Gary Vee, who is like, post 50 pieces on content on every platform.
Right.
So it's very easy. It's like, oh yeah, like he can do that because he has a team. Alex Hermosi is able to like be on every platform and post like a bazillion times a day is because he has like whole departments who work on that. So something that I found like when I was like either focused on LinkedIn or school, like when I was just choosing one platform, then things started to roll. And like once that platform is working, then we can start expanding out of that. But otherwise, like because like we are building momentum, and every time we like add a content piece on top of that, we get more and more people to go from aware or from unaware to eventually most aware. And if we're trying to do this in 5 different platforms at the same time, that's very difficult.
Okay, makes sense.
But
talking
like,
more.
Sorry,
Someone, go ahead.
Uh,
No, go ahead. I've talked a lot.
Stephen, just like something that you can ask those people was like, since you're already having these conversations, ask them if they know someone who has that problem now. It's like if they were in a situation where then it's like, oh yeah, like I remember what that's like, and I would have loved your help. It's like, okay, maybe you know someone who is in that situation right now, because those are the people that I'd love to help. And now you're not just relying on your network, you're relying on the network of your network, which is exponentially bigger than your own.
Right.
Yeah, Taki Moore, who's a really good follow. I don't know if any of you follow him. He has a great YouTube as well. He has something called the 5 1s. It's another pyramid, but it's one target market, one product, one conversion tool, one traffic source for 1 year until you get to $1 million, basically. So it kind of just goes back to that like simplicity, like know where your audience is,
right?
Know who your audience is, know where they are, send out signals to them, have an offer for them when they start to give you traffic, and then conversion events. So conversion events would be like a sales call or an email, basically any kind of like ask, right? Like, hey, buy this thing. That's a conversion event. But going back to Gary Vee. So Gary Vee's content that you see publicly is mostly building that top of funnel audience, right? Those are the people he wants to attract because he wants views. He wants to get people into the funnel, right? And then as you get into the funnel, as you get on his email list, he starts talking to more aware people as opposed to unaware people. And so you usually get deeper content on someone's newsletter than you would in their like Instagram content, for example. And that's by design.
Yeah, and like something that is also helpful, it's like especially when we're getting started, instead of like doing this trial and error, it's like look who is already doing something that you are doing, and like see how much you can copy them. Because if someone's already successfully selling the thing that you want to sell, see what they're doing, and then it's like, okay, what kind of posts are they creating? What kind of content are they running? What kind of ads are they running? And when we like start copying that, it tends to like we tend to skip the trial phase. And that's also why like having a mentor can be so valuable, because they show you what you should ignore and like what is actually higher leverage, because like there are a billion things that you can do that are not going to work, and there are only a few ways that are working. And like usually, like especially when we're talking about marketing and sales, those are like solved problems. Like we already know how to get people from like unaware to most aware to like purchasing. And like figuring this out by ourselves all over again is like took me 3 years and I didn't make it. And like I was still like, bro, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I got an inside take for all of you. None of us know what we're doing, guys. To a certain point, right? You know a little bit more than you knew yesterday or the year before.
No, totally, right?
Yeah, but we're all just making it up, like based on the information that we have, right?
Right.
And that goes to the top, like Taki and all those like Hermosi was like, dude, I don't know, like at some point you're just going with what you've kind of the confluence and the the things that you picked up over the years. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you that I got my first low ticket customer this last weekend. That was kind of cool.
that's awesome.
Nice.
Congrats.
It's like a
Gotta find
win.
some reactions. There we go.
It's a win that you want to celebrate, but not too loudly because it needs to happen like 1,000 times. But one is better than zero.
I have a friend who used to say, "Celebrate the wins whenever you get them." It's so easy to think like, "Oh, I need a lot more of these. I don't want to celebrate." Like I don't know. I think you got to celebrate.
Yeah, the high ticket wins are a lot of fun too. But what was interesting is how emotional it is to win, no matter how big the ticket is.
Yeah.
I was like, huh. I enjoyed that almost as much or more as I did a big ticket win. I was like, why? But you do. You want a happy customer. I guess that's what for me it is. I want a happy customer.
Now the difference is much bigger than most people realize. Actually, Peter Thiel wrote a book about this called 0 to 1, because scaling from 1 to 2 or to 10 or to 100 or to 1,000 is significantly lower effort than going 0 to 1. Yeah, Lucas has it. And this is a huge win, not only because it is proof of concept, but it is also for you the confirmation that you were right all along. This is a huge win. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for putting it that way too. Such a beautiful response from the customer too. She was just so appreciative and thankful, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. That's fun. Make a difference in somebody's life. It doesn't matter how big it is. You get to do it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I think like the first win, like kind of just wanting what like Mark said. It's like the first one is so difficult. It's like we really don't know what is working, but like once we have something that is working, it's like, oh, I can do this again.
Yeah.
And I can do this better.
Right.
And Jason, what you said, it's like we always go from attract, convert, deliver. But like it's not, and like then we keep going at it again. But it's like at a higher level, right? Because like the second time we're in an attraction phase, we already have learned the things from the second one. And just like a quick side note, it's like, did they add the hand raise thing? That was not there before, right?
Are you talking about the reaction? Where I don't even know how to raise a hand. How do you do it?
It's right next to the reaction. Do you not have that?
I don't see it. But maybe because I'm the host. Why would I need to raise my hand?
I don't have it either.
Oh,
I have
Lucas
share
has
screen,
the beta
reaction,
version.
settings.
Interesting. I do have like a bunch of plugins active, so maybe it's like a
You're
plugin.
privileged. You're in Germany.
Yeah. By the way, when you rose your hand, Lucas, it was just a black circle on my screen. It wasn't a hand.
Really?
Whoa, you got the black
There's some ways
spot,
to do like
Captain Flint.
these kind of responses. Like you had balloons earlier, Lucas.
Yeah. Oh, this is like an
That's
Apple
the
thing.
Mac thing. Yeah, that's the Apple.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yes, Steven knows.
I haven't been on
By the
enough
way,
of these.
this is my very first school live, and I was just hopping on to see how it actually works.
Nice. Well, I'm honored, Flint. Thank you so much for showing up, brother. It's been good talking to you in the DMs too.
Actually, I wanted just to hop on to make sure that you are not sitting alone in the room like last time.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
That would be a great suggestion to the school guys, right? To say, join the call. Already 7 people in. You are not alone with a host.
When you first join, I think it does tell you how many people are in, right? Or maybe it just does for me if other people are in. But I think it says like 7
it does.
Yeah.
It gives a kind of a list of faces even that you might recognize.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah,
you
I
don't
worry about
see
that
it on
sometimes.
the live thing though. Like you have to click on it, and then before you join, you see how many people.
Oh, so you got to click, and then it tells you like before you enter the room,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a peek in the lobby. Like, am I going to be the only one here? That's got to be. For some people, I'm sure that's super uncomfortable.
Something
I
that
love
I'm
it.
just missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny for me. It's the other way around. If nobody else is there, I'm like, hey, I can actually ask a question.
Right. You get one-on-one attention, like
Valuable.
super.
But I think that's why we need breakout rooms.
Breakout rooms, yeah, like
it's so key because like this is still a decent size, but like as soon as we go in like the double digits, it's very hard to like run a room and make sure that everyone is engaged. So at this point, like I used to run things on Gather, which allows you to like split up and have like one-on-one chats within a bigger group. So Zoom is also having the breakout rooms, but I kind of hate the breakout rooms in Zoom because like you have to manually assign them and all of that, and it's like I don't want to have like another thing I need to like pay for and stuff like that.
You need a way to elbow somebody. Like when you're at a big show and you want to tap somebody on the shoulder, you can whisper. There's no whispering. I can't whisper to anybody here. You all hear me, no matter what I do.
Jay's just like this, like, hey,
you, hey, Lucas, nobody else, you know.
Oh yeah, I guess like not even in the chat because like on Zoom you can like message people privately in the chat, and you get to like, but like it's not possible.
I've had people try to like sell me through like private chat on Zoom calls before. Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, what stuff you got going on? Would love to chat after this. Like, all right, chill out.
It is a great opportunity to like hop on another call because like now we've known each other, so it's like if someone like piqued your interest, like because like now people are not cold anymore. I think that was like the biggest reason why I love school so much is because no one's really cold. Like everyone kind of like, as long as it's like you do a few comments and you start chatting and like they're not cold anymore. But it's like I always hated, like I had to do a lot of cold sales calls and that was like painful, and I don't ever want to go back to that.
I feel like I've seen you somewhere before, Lucas, but I can't recall where.
You have
synthesizer potentially.
Maybe I don't hang out there that often.
Lucas gets around.
In a good way.
In a good you know, guys, like the fuck around and find out. That's amazing.
He's the find out guy. Yeah. Nice. Well, to honor the fact that this is a Q&A, are there anybody have any questions or anything else they want to talk about for the last 10 minutes? I know we've just been kind of shooting the breeze, but I certainly want to honor your time and attention.
So far, I've just been going live on TikTok in the mornings. I'm not trying to do it on lunches.
Try to write in the chat. Sorry, I just tried to write into the chat, but it said message failed. Click to try again.
There's some weird bug happening on school calls. Sometimes you have to like,
I don't know,
leave and come back to write in the chat. I don't know what that's about. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Call you Flint. Right on. Go ahead, Phil. You were starting a question.
Just more of just keep going. I'm trying to just start on that. I decided to go with specifically fasting. Like I said, and I changed all my stuff. The vote came to fasting with Phil, and you were like, and I messaged you yesterday. I was like, hey, does this work? And also, it's the one thing I have authority on because I have proof. And I mean, it's at first, like when I didn't do this before, it was like, well, fasting is free and everybody knows of it. They're either willing to do it or they're not, you know. Anyway, but right now I'm just doing TikTok. I guess I should just stair step my way out, you know, if any start going on like other, like I guess a lot of people really like YouTube, but from some of the publishing groups I've been in, they really liked TikTok, like kind of book talk, things like that. It's more of just if I guess the unofficial question was anything else, or just keep doing that for now, and then when you get the resources, keep going.
I have a few thoughts on TikTok. So
Sure.
there's generally a value attached to a follower. So for example, LinkedIn has a follower is worth the most, because usually people on LinkedIn have more money. I think then after LinkedIn comes YouTube, and then comes Instagram, and then comes TikTok. And I've seen a lot of people who have massive audience on TikToks struggle to monetize that, because a lot of people on TikTok are just there to consume, and there are also a lot of kids. And the way that I found TikTok work is like you gotta get people off of TikTok. So it's like make sure that like you get to like send them an like DM on Instagram, or like you get the email or something like that, because the mindset of someone on TikTok is very, I don't want to hate on TikTok, but it's like I feel like it's the closest thing to digital heroin. So if someone is like just
Yeah.
scrolling through and
Yeah,
like,
the first time I saw it, I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "You're making my head spin."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives me a headache.
So it's very hard to get someone to pay attention to you and not to the 20,000 other pieces of content they've consumed in the same hour.
And honestly, it was mainly that Sam and Kirby had said it on like an ad that I keep seeing on Facebook. They're like, "Hey, this guy just goes live on TikTok," and specifically live being the one that and yes, absolutely. I'm like, I don't want you. I'm like, if you follow me on TikTok, great, but I'm here on Skool, link in the bio,
Yeah.
and yeah, just kind of doing that, and then. Yeah, it's like so getting them off there, but yeah, going live, and then on that last when they didn't have the school review or school news, they had just the thing, and Hermosi had said it again. He's like, whoever can go live on TikTok longest, the most times wins, and I think the one before that he had said something similar, like or maybe it was the same one or just earlier in the thing, but he had said. Like he's like, hey, show of hands, who's actually paying for ads or who's just going live on TikTok or live on a thing? And he said it's been increasing. It's like some of those things that I'm starting to hear more frequently. He's like that's the way the trend is going, is that people are just not having always to do it. And also on like I was in some publishing space. I've written a few books. And I'm in a group that is for writing that, and they have like a whole book talk thing. But there was, oh man, I'm losing my thought. But it was promoting yourself on it. Oh, there was, they talk about like a lot of guys will get on their, get a bunch of books going and get like a business, and then they'll sell the whole group of KDP, the Kindle Direct Publishing business, to somebody else. They'll sell it on Empire Flippers, and then. So then, and there was one that was doing it. I think it was mostly journals, but they had only done things on TikTok, and I think they had like 5 different accounts. But like it was really impressive because on Empire Flippers it says how much their profit and revenue and the difference and how many ads they have to run to do it, and it was different. And it was basically that one was like, unlike the other businesses, the revenue and the profit matched because they were just doing their, they were just marketing on themselves. They didn't pay for ads. So it was like they made 8,000 and they kept 8,000. They didn't have to pay for it in ads.
So here's kind of my philosophy on these things.
I didn't say it won't pay.
Anything can work.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But they take as long as they take. And what we're describing here are tactics, right? when we get back to like first principles or like the overall strategy, it's just about driving traffic, and it's driving qualified traffic to what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Right. And if one of your things is selling, I kind of go back to that. It takes an average of, I forget what the actual number is, but 40, 70 hours of someone consuming your content in order to be comfortable buying from you.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing 30-second videos, 90-second videos, 5-minute long videos, it's going to take a long time for someone to consume 40 hours of content, 70 hours of content from you. And where I think like long form YouTube wins out is that you can consume an hour of content, and happily do it. And I think what Lucas said about like, what's the intent of the scroll? People are on the toilet looking at TikTok. They're not in the headspace to like join a fasting group.
So you're thinking a better tactic might be long form.
I'm not saying a better tactic. I'm just saying it's a different tactic. And so it all just depends on like what you can do, what you want to do, and who you're trying to attract. And no matter what, it's going to take time. But what most people do is like, oh, I hear TikTok live is awesome. I'm going to hop on that for a week. It didn't work. All right, I'm going to go over to YouTube Shorts and do that for a week. Oh, that didn't work. Right. Eventually, it will work, but you have to get really, really good at it, whatever it is. But you have to be on it long enough to get really, really good at it.
Yeah, it clearly says that, and several sources that said you have to be on there at least 30 minutes before it really starts to get traction. And then I think Hormozy had said something similar, that like the first 4 weeks is it finding out what you're talking about. And what I've been doing is like I'll solve a Rubik's Cube while I'm talking about fasting, and then like the AI will pop up and say, hey, he's talking about fasting while he's solving the Rubik's Cube. So that's what I'm doing. And I don't know if that's a good tactic or not, but it's what I'm doing, and it draws interest,
Yeah. I mean, you don't know until you do it, right? And you just kind of got to do it long enough to get results. And then you decide at some point, are these the results that I want?
Right.
I think that's the key aspect. So something I would monitor, Philip, is like, are the people coming in from TikTok the people that you want? Because if those are not the people that are not buying, they're not engaged, they are not fun to be with, then like it doesn't matter how fast you're going if you're going in the wrong direction.
Right. But I should probably give this amount of time to know if that's them or not, right?
Yeah, you gotta like figure things out.
I think if you're enjoying it, if it's something you can do every day and it's something you want to do every day, like that matters too.
Right.
Because if I could tell you, yeah, you should only do long form videos, but if you don't have a setup or you don't like doing long form videos or you don't have time to do long form videos, that's not going to do you a whole lot of good. To tell you that, right? That's why tactics are in a vacuum don't really work.
Right. Yeah, and I had to do it in the mornings because that's like the time that I don't have the distractions.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, you got to take all of that, and like there's so many factors to take into consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like, is this the right thing question, because I don't know. You don't know, and you won't know.
Because the answer depends, right?
It depends. That's always the answer. Yeah. Which is.
Or what's your goal?
Yeah. What's your goal? What are you trying to do? Like, right? Like, how much have you tried?
I'm writing down. I don't know about this. Okay, have any of you guys messed with affirmations? Because I've heard like Hormozy's like, this is that's blah blah blah. No, just do more. But like, Scott Adams' book, the guy that made Dilbert, I like the way he approaches it, because he's like it's free and it might work. And he talks about, he's like, I don't, and he's like approaching it scientifically. He's like, I don't know if it works because the type of person that would do affirmations is the type of person that's going to succeed anyway, or if it reframes your mind and your focus, or if it's complete coincidence. I like that he's like, listen, I'm not going to say this is that manifestation stuff. He's like, it worked for me, and and so he did it. I don't know. So I was like, well, I like what he said. It's free and it might work.
There's your answer.
Yeah. Has anybody else? You guys do that or no?
If you have time, I have a 2-page letter that I wrote to myself from my future self that I read almost every morning because of it gets me in the headspace of what I'm trying to accomplish. I have a note card that reminds me every day that I'm trying to make 100K in May. Right? Will the note card cause me to do that? Probably not. But me seeing it every day and thinking, shit, am I doing the high level activities that I should be doing in order to actually achieve that thing? And if not, that's my choice, but I've made that choice. But if I want to achieve that thing that's on that note card, I better make the choice that I know I should be making.
I've been noticing it's Scott Adams talks about like the way he says to do it. He's like, this is the method I know. He's like, write it down 15 times a day and say it out loud. And I'll say I've done affirmations before, but like writing it down, it feels different.
Writing it down, saying it out loud, saying it 3 times, saying it 50 times, reading it before bed, chanting things, doing a deep meditative state. They're all tactics. Whatever works for you to remind you of your goals, the things you should be doing. It's a filtering system, is all it is.
Right. And he also said to set the goal so high that like you don't think it's achievable. So that way you know that if you do achieve it, it's because you did this.
Yeah. And, well, if I only get to 75K, am I going to be pissed off?
Well, just close it down, delete.
Right. So
like, this stuff doesn't work. Oh well.
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of the people who are like, oh, just lay on the grass and imagine everybody showering you with money, and you'll get it.
Well, that was like with The Secret. Like Jack Canfield was like the big part of The Secret, but he got kind of pissed because you're like, no. You do the positive stuff while you're taking steps. It's like, no, none of this like sitting in your living room waiting for your Lamborghini and thinking about it positively. Like you want to get a free coffee, sure, but you want a Lambo? No. Not, or was it? It'll crash through your living room, maybe.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah. So affirmations and marketing, you just got to do it and see what happens. Hey, that's the moral of this entire discussion.
You gonna start fasting with us, Jason?
Right now I'm in my season of earning, and my focus is 100K in May. But we'll talk again in June.
But you can simply stop eating,
I could do that.
I think Aiden is doing that on his delivery days when he has to be live for like 8 hours, and he's like, I'm just not going to eat, and then I eat when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So
another tactic. If that works for you, that's what you should do.
I'll tell you what, though, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like what I didn't expect when I started fasting was the sharpness. Like that afternoon lunch, like nap time thing, it's the exact opposite. Like I've been like, it's similar to caffeine, but different. And it doesn't hit every day, but man, it is like you were just so clear. I can focus like I was in training 2 weeks ago when I screwed up the fast right after. But like, or the progress from the fast, but like the second day in training, everybody else is just like struggling to stay awake, and I'm just absorbing everything perfectly. I'm like, yep, got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because like there's no blood that needs to like be in the gut, right? Like,
right.
Like we don't spend any time on the digestion, and therefore like we can have more blood in our brain, and that's why we have like usually the difficulty focusing after lunch, because like all of the blood is like it needs to be here now. So it's like just not eating is pretty cool. Like if I could just not eat forever, I'd probably do that. But then like I eat a lot, and then I'm like falling into a coma.
No, you can't not eat forever, but then there's good food.
Yeah, also. Also, it's like
So
a way to
there's a
see,
middle
like,
ground there somewhere.
yeah.
Yes, happy middle ground.
All right,
Intermittent.
guys. I gotta go. This
So
has been awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I can't get my emojis. I don't.
you need, like, you're on Mac and you're using an iPhone.
Yeah.
I'm on Mac. Yeah.
But like you're using, so like there's a little green icon at the top. Where like it's a camera, and then you need to switch to like Chrome or whatever browser you're on.
I'm on Chrome. Yeah.
I'm on Firefox. So.
Oh, is it the reactions? Did I just
Yeah.
do it?
Yes.
Yeah, just turn that on.
There you go.
Oh, let's go. All right. We all learned something. All right. Peace out, everyone.
Take
See
care.
you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye. Always a pleasure.